So why did I buy the Triumph Scrambler 1200? Well, let's go for a ride and we can talk about it. Cue the intro.
So yeah, I'm a total amateur. I don't have an intro video. So let's just talk about why I bought a Triumph Scrambler 1200. So I have to go back about a year ago, almost exactly this time. I decided I wanted to buy a brand new bike. Now, I have never owned a brand new motorcycle, so I was doing a lot of research online, trying to figure out exactly what I wanted to get. And as you can probably see, I enjoy riding around on back roads, exploring things. I also do a lot of camping, fishing, that sort of thing. So I thought I wanted an adventure bike, and that's where my research focused. I shouldn't even say focused, that's where it solely lied. I only looked at adventure bikes. So I started, as the weather got nicer in the spring, I started going out to different dealerships and taking some on test rides. And being that it had been 12 years since I ridden, and the newest motorcycle I ever owned was a 1984 Virago, everything seemed just wow, fantastic. I mean, there wasn't a bad bike. They all had something that was better than others, but you know, I can't say that I rode a bad motorcycle. What I can say is I couldn't find the one that was just for me. And at first I couldn't really put my finger on it. Like, I couldn't tell why I didn't like this one or why I didn't like that one. And then I realized that even though the adventure motorcycle does everything I want it to do, I don't care for the styling of that type of motorcycle. It's just a personal preference. They're not bad. They just weren't, you know, lighting it up for me. They weren't giving me that feeling like, yep, this is the one that when I park it, I'm going to turn around and watch it as I walk away. So, I actually had an appointment at a Triumph dealership. I was going in to test ride a Tiger 900, and as soon as I walked into the dealership, I saw this bike sitting on the showroom floor. Now, I have to be up front, I did not know this bike existed. I hadn't seen it, I hadn't heard about it, and I immediately thought, wow, that is a beautiful machine. So I kind of asked about it, got the specs. And just to get off track a little bit, if you're looking for detailed specs on this bike, there's going to be people on the internet that do much better than me with that. So feel free to look somewhere else for that type of information. Now, back on track. So I never even took the Tiger for a ride. I took this for a test ride that day, and I just loved it. Everything about it was perfect. It's got that low end torque. Actually, it's pretty torquey throughout its range. And yeah, it was just perfect for me. So I left the dealership, and 7 days later, I walked in and handed them a check, bought this bike. I never even looked at anything else. So it has done everything I wanted it to do. About 2 weeks after I purchased it, I took it on I live in Pennsylvania. I took it on a what I would consider a light tour to Traverse City, Michigan. Went up there to see a friend's wedding. I've been all over some back roads. I've taken here, there. You know, it's been great for riding. It far exceeds my level of skill, no doubt. I've taken it off-road somewhat. I wouldn't consider it true off-road, some light off-road. It's simply, you know, I grew up with dirt bikes. That's way different. This is big, heavy, powerful. It's beyond my skill level to be super comfortable on off-road, real off-road stuff. I don't understand those videos you see of these guys taking, you know, like a GS 1250, you know, on single tracks, or not even single tracks, but just, you know, paths through the woods. Those things are monsters. I don't know how they do that, but and then again, I've taken it on a track. It was a supervised track day, but nonetheless, I've done many laps on a track day with this, and again, it was better than my skill level, so I was doing fantastic. I never thought I'd have so much fun on track And this isn't exactly the bike built for that, but I had a blast. So basically what I'm saying is, this is not by any means the perfect motorcycle, but it is the perfect motorcycle for me. And we'll find a place to pull over up here, and I'll kind of show you a few things I've done, and some additions and modifications I've done to make this my adventure motorcycle. There's no reason why you can't turn basically any motorcycle into an adventure motorcycle, I've since found out. But I'll show you what I've done to this one. All right, let's take a look at what I've done with this bike so far. The first thing I did is I put that Dart windscreen on it. I say windscreen, but it doesn't really do much for the wind, but this is a naked bike, so you don't expect to be out of the elements very much. I put it on there for two reasons. One, I think it looks better, and number two, I didn't like the wires on the back of the TFT display, so that kind of hides them. I think it gives a more finished look. I also got these Dunlop Tromax Mission tires on here. I got about 7,200 miles out of the originals, and I don't really have a complaint other than wet mud or grass. They were atrocious, but yeah, these things are fantastic so far. I love them. Only been a couple hundred miles, but so far just outstanding. I put that aluminum radiator cover on and the crash bars. Hopefully you never need them. More significant upgrades is the aero exhaust. Now when you put that on, this is a 22, so that eliminates the catalytic converter, and then I took the baffles out, so I prefer the sound and you get a little bit more airflow through it. That being said, I also took the stock paper filter out and replaced it with a K&N filter, and I removed the snorkel. I don't know how much that legitimately helps, but it does seem to give you a little snappier throttle response. And my miles per gallon went up about 1.5 after I did it. Maybe it was the engine breaking in, but I don't know. I like it. It seems to work better. As far as the adventure bikes type stuff, put this Triumph 30-liter dry bag on. Now this seat has these clips right here molded underneath the seat, so this bag mounts on beautifully. You do not have to worry about it going anywhere, so that's a lot of storage. Also, the top box, it's just something I got off of Amazon. It was pretty simple, pretty cheap, but it bolted right up to the luggage rack. No issues there whatsoever. And then of course the Triumph side bag. Now a couple of things I did just because I didn't like them. I did not like the way the stock back end was with the lights and the tail lights and the license plate and everything. So I did this tail tidy by Icon. I believe I got that from AJ Cycle. If I can figure it out, I'll put a link in the description. I think that looks much better, a lot cleaner look. And I understand that some countries have, legal obligations of where your turn signals and tail light can be, but we don't have that here. So up there tucked up, it's still plenty visible. Those lights are nice and bright, so no issues with that. I also did not like the stock mirrors, so I got rid of them, put these Tech 9 bar end mirrors on. They look, in my opinion, way better, and I get a great view behind me. Being out there on the end of the bars, perfect, works great. I got this Ram phone mount. Haven't had any issues with that whatsoever. Works great. I installed some Oxford heated grips, which is, I live in, like I said, Pennsylvania, so I get out in the wintertime if I get the chance. Those are worth their weight in gold. And the power outlet there, installed that. Let me think. I think that's it. I think that's what I've done. Oh yeah, I got an adapter for the kickstand for when I'm off-road. Stand up, give you a little bit bigger footprint. So I think that's it, guys. I hope you found this entertaining, informational, and yeah, let's get on it and keep riding. All right, I hope you found this informational and enjoyed this little video. This being YouTube, please feel free to like and subscribe. If you have any questions, drop a comment below. I'm happy to try to answer anything to the best of my ability. As the weather gets nicer here, I intend on making more videos. Just a little difficult through the wintertime in the northeast of the United States. But until then, take care of yourselves. We'll see you on the next one. Thanks.